Hello. Hi.
Mac Wax Stacks! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Mac Wax Stacks. I am BK. I'm a grown man, and I still love the hobby of collecting sports cards. I'm back! I'm back with some more content. I've been so slow. The summertime is tough. It's tough for me, and I'm going to make some changes that will allow me to make it not so tough, so I can keep putting stuff out and keep talking cards, and I'm excited about it. So in today's episode, I'm going to go over the new format that I'm going to be working on here, and I'm going to do a way too long, way overdue national recap from my time at the National, show off the cards that I did, and then the episode after that I will go into and do this kind of format that I have been working on. But thanks for coming back to my channel, guys. Man, it's been a while. Like I said, the summer is tough, and I was thinking of ways all summer, like how can I get this to where I just can't get away to record in quiet, peace and quiet. If you have kids, you guys know what I'm talking about. In the summer, it's just so hard, and I'm so tired by the end of the night that I just don't want to do it. So I came up with a new format, and it's going to be a lot of little short snips that come together, and it's going to be kind of uniform, and I just want to do that so it's more of a regimen, a card regimen, right? So let me just kind of talk about that a little bit. I'm going to do segments. So I'm going to do like a 4-minute segment, then 2 2-minute segments, and then a 6-minute, and then kind of this recap at the end. The first 4-minute segment is what I'm going to call Rip and Shout. I'm going to rip some packs, 2-3 packs, so I can get my pack fix in. And then every time I do this segment, I'll have one channel that I'm kind of looking for cards from those packs that relate to that channel. And as I do it, I'm going to have a point system that I just like to compete, and I just like funny ways to compete with cards. And I'll explain a little bit more as I do it. But Rip and Shout. And I'm going to go into a couple of 2-minute segments. I got some notes here, so don't mind if I look at these notes. I'm going to do 2-minute takes. I want to do some, not hot takes, but I want to give more opinions on my thoughts around sports, the hobby, sports and pop culture, things like that. So I'm going to be asking you guys for subjects for these 2-minute takes. And it's not going to be long. I'm not going to be, Stephen A. Smith out here, but I want to talk a little bit more about things like that, and not get into that hobby thing where a dude's talking for 3 hours about whether he should grade his cards or not. So 2-minute takes. Start thinking of topics. If you want to see what my take is on the movie Rudy, or a new set that came out, or something that's being talked about in the hobby, you probably don't give a crap what I'm saying, but I'm going to try it anyways. 2-minute takes. I'm going to do small segments of just my PC stuff, my Mac stuff, my Falcons. Got Falcons flying in. Rookie Row is a new thing that I'm going to do. Talk about, do the stash stuff, of course, LMLs, all those kind of things. And those will kind of be worked into these 2-minute segments. I've got another segment that I'm calling 600 Degrees to Sean Dunston that I'm excited to introduce. And then I'll go into this segment I'm going to call the fastest 6 minutes. And that's going to be something that I want a little bit more time. So it'll be going into the card homie mail. I've got so much mail that's been backed up that I haven't been able to open on the channel from guys like Bart and Rob and Kyle and other people and Warren's sending me something he said pretty soon. So I want to get those in there as well. Sometimes those videos get kind of long, and I want to be able to cut them up. And once again, I can add them, and I'm able to make videos further out. What else did I figure out with this 6 minutes? Oh yeah, I do. Back to some of the other bits, the minor league mining. When I find collections, I just bought a box of a 3-row box that was like $20. I'll go through that. because I still like doing that stuff. I still might rip boxes or packs, but that's going to be the 6-minute segment. And then I'm going to go into a little homework where I'm going to ask you guys a question. I have this point system that I'm going to do, and it'll be for these giveaways that I'm going to call the PWE prize packs, which I'm just going to send out 10 to 12 cards via plain white envelope, because if I start packing up boxes and I just don't get, you guys know how that goes. You have a stack of cards, and it's easy for me. I do 5 or 6 trades on TCDB every week, 3 to 5 trades. And it's easy to stamp them up, get things protected, and throw them in the mail, in a mailbox, rather than go into the post office, get postage, get it weighed, everything like that. Make sure I have the right box for everything. Anyways, that's going to be the new format. Just a quick overview on that. I just want to thank everybody once again for coming back. If you're watching, this is my 100th video. So 100 videos. This will be, I'm going to start, as I do this, this will be technically season 3. So I'm going to go through, and this is kind of the premiere episode of season 3. And season 3, episode 1. It's an easier way for me to catalog things. And you're in the card hobby, guys. You know how it is. You like things in order, right? You like to check boxes. Have I watched season 3, episode 3, but he's got episode 5. I better go back and watch 4, right? So maybe it'll just make it easier to keep up on what's going on. And what was the other change? I feel like there was one more thing I was doing, but I can't remember. Anyways, let's go ahead and get in some cardboard. Oh yeah, just past the 400 sub mark. All this time off, and I got over 400 subs, so that's a celebrate good times. Come on, let's celebrate. Come on now. Anyways, that's pretty sweet. 400 subs, this fledgling channel. Very excited. Thank you guys. Now, 7 minutes have gone by, and you've seen nothing but my face, and you're probably looking at these cards, I hope. But let's get to some cardboard. Let's talk about the Nationals. So here we go. Okay, here we are back at the old card desk here. First thing I'm going to do is go through the gifts that people gave me. People very generous. That's the best part about the National is seeing the card homies. You know, I went with a group of guys that are very passionate about cards. My nephew, my friend Shane, Bruce. We all had such a great time together. And then I met Drew. Drew actually from Clean Cheap Shots stayed in the same hotel as we did. Saw Doug and Andy, the big bros, from Don't Talk to Robots and Flying Dutchman
Green and
Cards.
Gold forever.
And I missed a lot of people. And that was my fault, because I thought that I'd be able to see people after the show. I was so locked in to diving into cards that I didn't want to, during show hours, waste time going around and talking. I was elbows deep in cards, guys, and it was you'll see. I got a lot of stuff, and not huge stuff, but fun stuff. So what do I start with? I'm going to start off with the stuff that everybody gave me. So I mentioned Doug and Andy. Of course, the Doug sticker. I gotta love Don't Talk to Robots. The Flying Dutchman, Andy sticker. I love those guys, just have such creativity. Doug gave me this pack of Kellogg's Stashes and a Sport Flicks pack. I'm excited to open that. Haven't opened that for a while. Let's take a quick look at the stashes in here. See if they can make Mount Stashmore. Davy Lopes. Look at Gardner. Landreau and Al Oliver. Awesome. I'm going to put those on the stash stand.
Stashy stash.
Doug, thank you for that. And then also, how about this? This is fun. I didn't really get it at first. This is called Mo-Stash. This car at the top, you flip that over and you can give yourself a stash like this young tyke right here. Imagine walking into a school dance with that as a kid. Mo-Stash. So Doug, maybe I'll take that out and put my stash on a little bit later. So that was awesome. Of those guys, my man Bruce, who went to the show, he walked around. He know that we were me and my nephew Jake, big Tigers fan. So he grabbed this Torque rookie. That was awesome. A Bruce. Just random. I didn't get to see Dre Diaz, but he dropped off some of these cards, and he opened up these awesome boxes that had old Fleer and a chance to pull Michael Jordan. But I'm working on this set in the PSA 8, and I needed these two guys. So this was awesome, Drew. Thank you and Carr so much. I was so sad that I didn't get to see you guys. Still haven't met them. You know, you have these people you have these relationships with on the channel, and you text with and talk with, and you just want to meet them in person. I don't know if they exist. It could be figments of my imagination. My man Shane, this is our second year in a row going to the National. He knows me. He got me this. He brought me this Raleigh Fingers Stashy Stash. And that's so awesome. And then he also, Bushwhacker Luke Auto. If you know anything about early or late 80s, early 90s wrestling, the Bushwhackers, they were over, man. The Bushwhackers were over. You watch old Royal Rumble videos and those old pay-per-views back in the day, fans just loved those guys. I loved them as a kid. And actually, Shane paid for a cameo for Bushwhacker Luke to wish me happy birthday. Maybe I'll put a clip of that in here real quick.
Whoa, good day, Clayson. Everybody, how are you, mate? You're looking great. I don't know where you got hold of that cologne, mate, but that smells like rotten sardines.
Man, I gotta love my buddy Shane, man. So let's go ahead and see what else I got. I got piles and piles of stuff. Let's start with the smaller stuff. Right when I walked in, there was a stinking dime box, and I'm like, oh, I can go through a dime box at the National, but I had to because my nephew was. So here's just some random cards I pulled out of the dime box at the National. I wasn't sure. I can't remember if I had these or not, and I figured if I didn't, or if I did, it's fine. A couple of Shaq cards from NBA 2K. This Winfield, I always like pulling just Hall of Famers. Look at the starting lineup card of Harold Baines. Random Lindor, Ichiro, Rhino. This is kind of like a sticker or something. I love this set, this Upper Deck 5-year anniversary. I saw a couple of these. They're kind of tough with the black around them, but Juan Gon was one of my guys back in the day. This is a National Baseball Card Day of Tatis. Just like to pick up stars. Trout, it's just a base, but for a dime, you can't top that. Cal Ripken, a couple of these 87 Fleers, 86 Fleers, sorry, and then this Cal Ripken 80. I think this is the opening day, 87 opening day. Ohtani's for a dime? No way. I'm not passing that up. And this is another weird Pop Warner Collector's Edge, so a weird subset parallel. And Joe Montana, I just saw that card. I figured I'd pick it up. Another Griffey I didn't have. And how about this? My nephew Jake, he's the one that actually found this. He's like, get this for your guy Shane. So a traded 50th anniversary buyback. Shout out to Shane, Shoebox Legends. Just grabbed this random Roberto Bobby Clemente. Didn't know if Andy from Andy's attic was interested in that. And then I started, these are not dime boxes, but just a couple of baseball sets that I'm building. So the 78 set and the checklist, these are, I think I'm just missing that Mets team card out of the 78 set. So that was good to find those. And then I found this Josh Young from this Archives 69 Tops insert set that I'm building. It's kind of a fun set. They're super sharp cards, foily, and there's like 60 cards. Just been a fun build on that. So I found that. Let's see, more bargain boxes. No, not dime anymore. Some of these will say $1, but you make a stack and they give you a good deal. So these are just from the 90s insert sets that I've just been blasting through this year. It's been so fun. These are cards that I wanted as a kid. Like, these are what you're looking for in packs when inserts really started to blow up in the early 90s of basketball. Look at that Beam team. Kenny Norman, the 93, 94 Alonzo Mourning draft rookie, team MVPs. I love these Wilt Chamberlain basketball hero cards. Barkley, Ewing. So just cards for those sets. Speaking of sets, let's do some more set stuff. We've got, going to go through in chronological order. I needed this Rodman rookie. This is super sharp. The Hall of Fame guys in these sets I'm going to have graded, but I'm only missing one card for this Fleer basketball set, and I needed the Larry Bird as well. Found the Kareem for the 87-88s. Knocked a bunch of those off the list. I'm to where I'm close to single digits on this. Of course, I need the Jordan, and but I was happy to get these all in great shape. Michael Cage. This is pre-Jerry Curl Michael Cage. And then the Dominique sticker. I was very happy to find that. 81-82s working on this, and this is a big card, and this is just a beautiful Magic. Little top to bottom centering, but man, the corners are so sharp in these. This is a great card of Magic. Bunch of the 80-81s. Handful of these. What was the best one that I got here? Yeah, nothing too big on these. Kind of just common ones that I found in those bargain boxes. So there's the 72-73s. This is the same year of Dr. J's rookie. And then this rebound leaders. Once again, these were super cheap, and I just threw them in stacks. And I'm looking for those cards anyway. So that was kind of the route that I was taking. My man, Pat Ewing. Victor Negron might be jealous, but I was coming across Patrick Ewing's like crazy. You know, Patrick Ewing's my main PC, and came across tons of parallels of my man Pat. Look at all these. There's the gold parallel of the archive set. I had this, but I'm also building that set, so it was great to find that, so I don't have to split it up, or I keep them in my Ewing binder. This is a cool Topps 40th Finest, and then a Scoring Kings from the Hot Pack edition. Stuff I got for the card homies. So just random things I would find. Start off with Kyle, my guy K Ren. I'm going to show some stuff that he sent me pretty soon in a few videos coming up here. But he's a big Ohio State guy. This is a numbered Roddy Gale out of 299 and Jay Sean Tate. These are all just this bargain stuff. I got this for, I think he's an Ohio State guy, but sorry, I got this for my boy Bones because his kid, I can't remember which one of your sons collects him, Bones, but I think you have this. Jokic, he's working on the rainbow of this. And his daughter loves Christian Brown. This is a cool select. And this, yeah, Lafayette Fat Lever, number out of 49 auto. Bones used to love those early Nuggets with the uniform. Alex English, Walt Davis, Todd Lichty, Blair Asmussen, those guys. So I figured he'd like that auto. And then got this for John, 380's kid. John, I missed you there. I think I saw you guys all huddled up. But like I said earlier, I was in the zone. I thought that I'd see you later. I thought that I'd see it run into you at the trade night. That was more complicated than I thought. And we were wiped out at the end of the day. I'm really sorry I didn't get to see all you guys, but I got you this Michael Olowokandi because he's a Pacific guy. So if you don't need it, then I won't send it to you. But if you could use it because he's got a small Olowokandi PC going on, I'd gladly give it to you. Max Stack. I'm going to hit the Max Stack at the National. So I found a Wally Zerbiak I didn't have, a couple of Ron Harpers on the cheap. There's that gold parallel once again. And then Rashad McCants, not a Mac guy, but he is actually, I went to the same prep school as him. So he went a couple of years after me, New Hampton School in New Hampshire. And I just didn't have a good Rashad McCants card, so I just picked that one up for the cheap. This is kind of funny. I bought this. I love this. It looked cool in the case. So I got this Max Crosby Spellbound. And I'll kind of show you, see if it can, I don't know if it'll translate here, but it looked kind of sweet in the case. They had it laid out. And you'll notice that I'm missing the Y. Now, I'm almost 1,000% positive that they had the Y. I don't know if it just fell out of the bag when he put it in or just misplaced it, but I didn't have it. So I got home. First thing I did was look on TCDB, and I found the Y. I traded a simple card for this Y. So I've got the Spellbound of Max Crosby. Him and out of the current Mac guys, him and Khalil Mack, they're just such badasses that I don't know, I just dig their cards. They just look, I mean, look at Crosby, he's just psychopath. You got to be to play that position. But I just thought that was a cool little easy set to throw together. So Max Crosby, Mac, not a Bowling Green guy, but he's a Maxter.
Maxter.
Speaking of Maxters, Jason Preston. I went nuts on the Jason. Nobody else on the planet was collecting Jason Preston, okay? He went to Ohio University. I covered him when I was doing the color commentating for BG. Amazing story. Look him up. Late bloomer and got drafted. And I just went bonkers on his cards in this Gemini area. So I got some numbered stuff. That's numbered to 35. Autos. This is another auto, numbered to 199, another auto, numbered to 88. So knocked out a bunch of J-Press cards for the MAC collection, Mid-American Conference. Get it right, everybody. It's not Mid-Atlantic, it's a Mid-American. And then the MAC's greatest baseball player, other than Oral Hershiser, Mike Schmidt. This is awesome. Numbered to 45. Kind of a cool, reminds me of those, it's like those Sportscaster series cards, kind of. But these are Leaf. Pretty sweet card of Mike Schmidt. Let's see. Speaking of Mac, found some orals, and this is fun. I found that you always see the if you're into trading and player collecting, if you collected anybody from certain teams in the mid '80s, they had these police cards. So luckily, Oral was on the back of this, so I knew he was going to be in this pack. But there was a dealer that had a bunch of these stacked up with a bunch of old packs, and I got the Dodgers, LA Police, or whatever these are called. Los Angeles Police set. This is a full set. There are a bunch of Mac guys in here. Actually, I'm going to just flip through real quick. You guys would like to see them. If you're watching this, you like seeing cards. So Time of the Sword, Steve Sachs, Marshall, Dave Anderson, Madlock, Sosha. Tulem Matuzak. He's actually a Mac guy, so that was good. I can take him out of there and not mess up the set, even though I'm taking the Hershiser out. Who was the other Mac? Oh, yeah. We'll come up here in a second. Fernando Mania, Bob Welch, another Mac guy. So, and Rick Honeycutt, one of my second cousins, is like best friends with Rick Honeycutt. Jerry Reese, he looked 80 when he was 30. No superstars in here except for Hershiser is definitely the best. So add that to the Oral PC and some Mac guys, and then this is one of the last cards I bought that I was so stoked about. Maybe one of the most stoked was I found the Oral Hershiser Desert Shield card. That guy, this dealer had a stack of them, and I was like, oh, maybe there's a Hershiser or a McDowell. And sure enough, it was the bottom card. So, so I was hyped. I was definitely hyped. Yay for Oral. Everybody needs Oral in their life, and especially me.
You are looking old.
Bo, found some Bo Jacksons. This was just that dime box card, but then I found these. I love these old school. I always wanted this one, the Chicks, Memphis Chicks. I've never seen this one, but No Cane. Turn your back on crack. Not cocaine, but no cane. Just the 80s, man. They were something. Bo knows it's best to turn your back on crack. So kids, turn your back on crack. That goes for the drug, and that goes for the plumber's version. But I just love these cards, man. Awesome. I haven't even put anything up. These are giant cards to me. Giant cards of Bo. All right, a couple more stacks here. Just picked up this random kind of relic-y type card with Maddox. Once again, less than $1. I was making stacks of these cards, and man, dudes were just giving you deals. So Piazza, I just thought that was a cool card. I'll throw, not numbered or anything, but two legends. I started, let's see, I'll go through one more stack of random basketball stuff. You guys like that? So TDs, picked up some, Ty Lue rookie, that's a Nebraska guy. Numbered Ray Allen. Just wanted to pick up a random Kobe. It was pretty cheap. KG. Love this. Shout out to Drew and his favorite players is Rick Barry. I was actually going to give that to him. I forgot that I had it. Sorry, Drew. But yeah, Shaq. This is just a gold version. I like this. This is the 50th anniversary of the 57 set. Kind of lightly putting that together just because I love that set. And I hope to one day work on that set, the 57 set. So I just think that was a cool. We got a just a foil, or maybe that was a gold. Just a foil of Miggy. Now I went deep on the old vets on newer cards. I just love it. Look at Magic. Magic looks so sick on a Topps Chrome. Pistol and the Atlanta Hawks. Pistol. Dr. J. The Coos. Bill Russell. Got a little rainbow of Bill Russell going on here with his hook shot. Larry Leggy. I went heavy on Larry Leggy. I found a stack of them in this one box, and then I was like, I'm picking up every Leggy that I find. This is just like an anniversary one, not the old Upper Deck. Look at that. The Hick. Why would they call him the Hick from French Lick? That nickname is not warranted. Random Dirk Nowitzki. These are a couple insert cards, and then the Wilt from that set.
Whoa, good day, Clayson. How the bloody hell are you, mate? You're looking great. I don't know where you got hold of that cologne, mate, but that smells like rotten sardines.
Basketball rookies, or not? Like, this isn't a rookie. This is from that set, LeBron. That's one of the better cards from that set. A Dirk rookie. Would have got this for $2. There's no way I'm passing that up. Joe Johnson, just good basketball players. Not necessarily Hall of Famers, but really good. I just have a rookie box. I like to commemorate their careers by doing that. A couple Shaq rookies. I never had these as kid. I never had them. I love the 92-93 sets. Tim Duncan rookie. Paul Pierce. I think that's a rookie. Udonis Haslem. That guy has had the longest career on the planet. Paul Pierce. Once again, a rookie. Iguodala. Low-key might be a Hall of Famer. And then Chauncey. He was one of the celebs that I saw. I didn't go out on the outside of the National, but as I was talking to Doug and Andy,
Warning, low
and my
maturity
cousin and my
level.
nephew Jake, he actually walked by and I said, well, "What's up, Chauncey?" And he looked at me
Warning,
like,
low maturity
"I know that
level."
guy." And he probably thought he knew us because all three of us are tall. So picked up some stashy stash, and yep, you heard it, LML, some Peter Lecox. Just was going through these 75 set for the Tigers team set cards, and just had to pick up these great stashes. I'll put those up in Stashy Stash. Flying through, not much left here. So there was a nice box of all these one-touches, and it was like 5 for $4 or something like that. So I got all these for a total of $4. It's MJ in the Topps, Jack Morris rookie, Art Monk rookie, this awesome Project 2020 Cal Ripken, and then the Mariano Rivera in that classic rookie card, like the Bowman. I just love that. That's a cool card, man. So it was just, those are the kind of fun things I like looking for. And then finally, running them off, these are kind of the bigger cards that I got. All the Jordans in these insert sets are, they're the most expensive cards of those insert sets. And this is the one for this one, the All NBA. This is one of the first cards I bought. Last year did the same thing. One of the first cards I bought was a Jordan insert. That's a giant card for my insert sets on the Fleer Ultra. The Hulkster, every Hulkster was just ridiculously high priced. But I found this Monty Gum. I like these random sets. This is they came in like these sheets, and you see the perforation on the top. They're like perforated. There's that little dot right up here. And this is a cool card. I got it for a pretty good price. I bundled it with this one, the Ewing sticker, my guy, and a PSA 8. That's kind of just what I'm looking for in these cards. So add that to the set and the Ewing collection. I think I have the sticker already raw, but anyways, that's basically it. I don't think I forgot anything. Sorry I went a little bit long here. Once again, just a big catch-up video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll go get to the end of it here, but it was a fun time at the National, guys.
Is your belly starting to stick out? Are you losing hair? Got fenders on the side of your waist?
All right, that was a great, I had so much fun once again at the National. Thanks for watching this. I'm going to go ahead at this end. I'm going to get you used to this new format. I'm going to give you a homework assignment. And the homework assignment for this episode is give me a subject for a 2-minute take. Put something down, and if you give me a subject, you're going to get at least 1 point towards the PWE prize pack. If you have the subject that I actually use, then you're going to get 5 points. 5 points, that's a big jump. So come up with something good. It doesn't have to be a hot take about sports cards or whatever, but something in the sports realm or pop culture realm, or something you just want to hear my mouth flap about. Which, you might stop giving suggestions after you hear me do this once. But anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I can't wait to see you back here on
Mac Wax Stacks.